Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another ID and Relentless collaboration. Today we are bringing you guys the winner of the Merciless Markets Manifest Your Future Challenge. Today is the day, finally. It's been 25 long days of submissions, of trials and tribulations, and finally we are here after some heartwarming videos. So, we're going to do a live reaction today, and at the end, we decided that the best way to ultimately pick the winners will be via a raffle. So this way it's completely fair. It'll be at random. And so buckle up, grab your popcorn, and let's dial in.
What you gotta remember is that we're gonna be picking a winner for each of our channels. So two winners are gonna win a free MMU Gold membership. But as we have been saying in our recaps, anybody that had the courage to step up and make a video, you won't be forgotten. You're gonna get rewarded, and we are going to be contacting you guys personally. For hopefully some good surprises. Just a quick reminder of what MMU Manifesting Your Future Challenge was. This was a challenge that we decided to run for the month of May, in which, becoming a trader and taking a leap of faith of actually pursuing trading as your career takes a lot of courage. And, me and RT are firm believers of manifesting your life, manifesting your goals, and essentially having the mindset of a winner. With this challenge here, we were asking you guys to come in and create a 5-minute video in which you were going to be talking about your trading journey, why you started trading, how's it going so far, for how long you've been trading, why do you see a benefit in becoming part of MMU, and essentially putting your goals out there so the probabilities of you getting there hopefully increase. You're essentially talking your goals into existence. All right, so we're going
Right.
to react to those videos now, do a raffle at the end, and pick the two lucky winners.
It's all about that positive affirmation, man. You gotta believe it, you gotta say it, you gotta speak it into the universe. That way it becomes real.
Yep. All right, so you guys feel free to check out these videos by yourself as well. um, Me and RT have seen most of them, but now we're going to be reacting to them together. And, the way you find them is we go on YouTube, MMU Manifesting My Future Challenge. And as you can see, we have 5 amazing submissions. If for some reason there's another submission that is not popping up here in our feed, you won't be forgotten. Um, just send us a DM after the video, and we are going to make sure to rectify whatever mistake or whatever we miss here in the video. All right, which one you want to start with?
Um, I don't know. Surprise us all.
We got Sugar Mama. Um, oh, this is not a Sugar Mama is not a submission. Sorry. So we got Leslie. Sugar Mama is his YouTube channel. We got
Right.
Leslie. We got Jackson. We got Adam and Jessica and that sweet. That sweet is from the Discord, right?
Yeah, Discord and YouTube. He's been a subscriber for a while now.
Okay, so should we start with?
Let's do Leslie.
Okay, I like the little intro.
Right? Looks good.
You seen this one?
Hi, I'm Leslie.
Yeah, I have.
Why I'm going to win the challenge, the MMU Manifest Your Future Challenge. When I was in school, I did a trading course and it was awesome. And I
Her volume is a little low, but let's just go with it.
made lots of money, fake money, of course. I wish I would have done it for real back then, but of course, being a single mom, you don't have two dimes to rub together. I decided to go up north last year and found myself in a nut house. Not literally, but figuratively. I had to work marathon every day. Well, I decided to find somebody. I went on a dating site. I'm like,
Wait, she was in a what? In a nut house?
No, not mentally.
Oh, okay.
anybody want to go up north with me? Work with a stranger? Crazy in the house? I deleted that. Don't was not going to work. I remember this guy from 30 years ago I dated. And I'm like, do you want to go north with me and work? Make lots of money. It's so much fun, but it's kind of hard. And let me tell you why. So I told him the truth. I told him how hard it was to work there when you have no staff showing up. And I said, "Do you want to go up?" He said, "Yes." I'm like, "What?" And he woke me up every morning, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Not for a minute did I ever think I could get up in the morning before 8 o'clock and get my shit together and try something new. But I did. I found
Hey,
it.
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
So my best friend slash boss of 30 years, and I decided that I would only work Saturdays and Sundays. I told my boss, I'm gonna do this trading. When I do, and when I get it figured out, I'm gonna teach you, and then you can get the hell out of this crazy nut house. Why wouldn't you want to learn something like this that you can be independent? And she's got this piece of paper. And I'm like, what's this? So I look at the paper and there it is. The only way I can get any time off, all my duties, she had it all minimized, like an hour to put away a Pepsi order that takes actually 6 hours, right? If you're gonna do it, right? Anyway, it worked out that she's gonna give me 4 hours off every 2 weeks. That was going to be my break. And she's like,
How much?
Four hours?
are you quitting on the spot or are you giving 2 weeks notice? And she
At
said,
this point, she's quitting because she didn't like the job up north, right?
Right, I believe so. And it sounds like she's not getting the time access, to be able to trade.
Mm-hmm.
pack your shit. You got 7 days to get out. I was up north with all my living. I had to pack my shit in 7 days and get the hell home. Anything I put my mind to, it's done. So I sold all my shit, packed my stuff, went home. Every waking moment, I was studying, learning. I put half of my life savings in, and I wish I would have listened to RT when he said, stay in a simulator for a long time. I was in a simulator for a couple of weeks. I lost money. I am down to half my savings and I need to get over the hump because now I'm paranoid. Now I'm scared to hit the buy button. I've been back testing RT and I'm able to pick out the stocks for open. I
Pause it.
am
Guys, remember, trading is always it's tricky, right? It's tricky. Make sure the marathon mindset, all right? When you come in, you take it slow and steady. Try and prove that consistency in the sim, and then with risk money in a live account.
Mm-hmm.
Once you do that, and everything is translating well, that's where you can start to increase share size. So if you're someone who's new and watching on right now to the markets, right, make sure to heed the advice, right? There's a lot of people out there, and including myself. I lost some money too at the beginning. Not taking it slow, right? So remember, slow and steady, marathon mindset.
Yeah, big part of the reason why me and RT decided to call our day trading program Merciless Markets University is because we keep telling you guys again and again and again that the markets are merciless. In fact, the markets were created to take money from individuals like ourselves to the big institutions. So knowing in mind that this is a place in which you're not meant to make money, please learn, pay your dues, pay your tuition in a freaking simulator. So Leslie, I hope you're in a simulator now because it sounds like from what I got there at the end that she's trying to make it back. And I don't know if that's the right mindset to have. Whatever you lost before is a sunk cost. If you really want to make it happen, you got to start from zero and taking the correct steps.
know what to do. I have been trading like RT. Thank God I can watch him trade because that is what pushed me
Thank
to
God.
the limit that I 100%. I can do this. But I need to be with RT and Marcel and the rest of you
Marcel,
so that
of course.
I can post a question and have it answered. There's no ceiling on this. Watch me win this scholarship to MMU. Manifest your future. I already did.
That's a sick outro.
I like it, man. She has that, she has the fire,
Yeah,
the heart of a lion.
yeah, yeah, most definitely. It's actually listen to the speed a little more. Okay, amazing. Thanks. Thank you so much for your submission. You guys watching this video, feel free come to this video, leave some likes, leave some loves, leave some encouraging comments. This is people struggling and going through the learning curve, and all we can do is to be supportive. All right.
Watch me win. Quote of the day. Watch me win.
Yep.
Watch me win.
All right. So for numero dos, what do you want to watch? Should we do Jackson?
Yeah, sure. Let's. Yeah. Why
Okay.
not?
Welcome, everybody. My name is Jackson
Young Buck.
Whitehead, and this is my submission for the MMU Challenge. I'm going to be talking a little bit about my trading journey, how it's been, where I see myself going. So I'm currently 19 years old. I'm a first-year university college student, and I've been trading for about 3 years. I've been trading.
Artie, how old were you when you started trading? Teens? You're muted.
Oh. Yeah. I believe I was maybe 20.
Yeah, I think I
20.
was.
Maybe 21. 21.
I think I was in the same age, either 20 or 21 as well.
My small cap day trading, my small cap scalping strategy for about 2 of those years. My first year, I started out kind of just trading the more known stocks like Google, Meta, Tesla, things like that, and I didn't really find it. I didn't find any success doing that, but I have seen
Same.
a lot of growth in terms of my strategy. So when I first discovered small cap scalping was when I found RT's channel. He went live every day. He showed the green days, showed the red days. And I basically learned my entire strategy from scratch based on his live tradings and his recaps.
The gold mine. The gold mine. RT's been streaming for like what, 3 years now?
Yeah, and back then I was even posting, level 2 in the very beginning. Not even realizing that I wasn't allowed to do that.
So I didn't buy any course. I've been all self-taught from strictly from YouTube, and especially when Marcelo started posting his YouTube videos, my learning curve accelerated in crazy amounts, and that's why I want to be a part of MMU. And when you guys first dropped the course, I was originally planning on buying it, the full membership, and becoming a member, but I have to keep my expenses as low as I can. I currently use Thinkorswim, zero commission broker. I use E-Trade for my level 2. It also doesn't cost any money. So my expenses are as low as they can get, and I'm just trying to uh, make some profits, get over PDT before I can start spending this money. So that's why I'm applying for this scholarship, this challenge, and that's my goal. And I feel like you guys should pick me because I'm very motivated. I know that eventually I will turn the corner of profitability. It's just a matter of time. Could be in a year, could be in 5 years, could be on Monday. It's all based on just on when it's gonna happen. Because
See, we have winners right here. The way they're talking about themselves, it is the exact mindset you have to make it.
Yep.
I know it will. I've been doing this for 2 years. I've been studying the live trading archives, other people's. I've been looking deep down into my metrics, looking what's working, what's not working, what's the game plan for tomorrow, things like that. Just working on improving myself. And I can show you guys my trader view metrics. I'll show you guys those right now. So this is when I first started with 20 shares. I started for with 20 shares for about a year and a half, and building up my I was building up, basically a cushion of profits to see hey, if I can do this with 20 shares and if I can make some money, then what's the difference with doing it with 2,000 shares? And that's what happened. So I did it with 20 shares and I made about $110. And I realized, like, hey, let's if this was 2,000 shares, I would have just made basically $10,000 in gross
Mm,
profits. So when I first went live, I stacked up. I went 200 shares, 500 shares, 1,000 shares, and I made some profits. And then I took, over leveraged on a risky position and took some losses. Then I repeated the same thing. Let's go 200 shares, build some cushion back up, 500, 1,000 shares. Then I went to 2,000, took some big losses, and I've been in this cycle, ever since. And
looking at those metrics, what do you think, RT?
Um, I like what I'm seeing, but I think this goes to the testament of sizing up and how tricky it can be because you're doing you're following the strategy, you're doing what works well, the intuition kicking in, you're seeing good trades, but then when you start to put the share size behind it, it's like this subconscious hesitation sometimes, maybe fear and other things that then lead to that either consolidation or loss. Because the expectation once we increase size is for the equity curve to keep going up. And even profitable trade people who've been profitable for a while still have trouble with this at times. So continue to chip away, and also consider increasing your share size in smaller increments to where you don't feel the difference. Let's say the jump from 500 to 2,000, right? If you go from 500 maybe to 750, and then slowly to 850, it over a longer period of time, it'd probably be a little bit more natural for that breakout to continue pulling away.
Yeah. And honestly, if we look at this trend line right here, not trend line, but equity curve, if it wasn't because of this massive loss right here on that day, probably a big red day, this would be an uptrending, start stepping up equity curve. And honestly, Jackson, this is an amazing worst case scenario you have. You're learning, you're young, you're essentially, are slightly profitable slash break even. And if this is your worst case scenario, I really feel like your odds of making it are very solid.
and one of the big parts about being member in MMU is I really want to get my hands on those live trading archives because that's how I've learned so far, and I want to see how Marcelo's been trading recently. Uh, it's very impressive. I've been watching Marcelo ever since he started posting on YouTube. Uh, so I know that if he can do it, so can I. It's all just a matter of who can put in. It's just a matter of how much work I can put in and how much I believe in myself. I'm not scared to come out here and say that next year I could see myself even becoming a six-figure trader in 2024. I know that the potential is there, and if I work hard, I can achieve my goals.
The fact that he's 19 and he has the courage of come here on YouTube and put this video out there and taking the risk like anyone can see it and looking at the camera and being like, you watch me win, you watch me win. It's amazing.
Theme that we're seeing from all of them so far, so pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically what my future goal is, to become a profitable trader, and I know eventually I'll get there. It's just a matter of time, and MMU I know will vastly accelerate my learning curve. I know that it will help me get to where I can achieve my goals, and I think I can be a valuable member in the chat room when that happens. I think that I've seen. Uh, I've been trading for 3 years. I have some decent experience, and I
Mhm.
know what it's like to learn on my own, and I know what it's like to trade the microscoping strategy, because that's all that I've really been doing. And um, yeah, and I've also seen a lot of the other submissions for this video, for this challenge, and it's gonna be I know it's gonna be a difficult decision for you guys to pick only two winners, but I just want you guys to keep in mind that you guys have the opportunity to change a lot of people's lives. So just keep that in your head when you guys are choosing the winner. And yeah, we'll see. Thanks for watching, guys.
I love the diversity so far. We have someone a little bit more mature, then we have someone on the young end of the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
College student.
Yeah.
So a great video.
Yeah.
And again, the mindset is what really stands out so far from all of them. Really, not if, but when,
Right.
and that's pretty important. Believing in yourself. When trading, we understand that there can be doubts. You can go through a drought, red for a week, red for a month, red for a year. It seems like you're red every day, but still having that winner's mindset to still say, hey, I believe in what I'm doing. I can continue to make adjustments. And I know it's a matter of when I do this. It's only a matter of time.
Yep.
Oh, nice stuff.
Yeah. Part of manifesting your future and manifesting your goals is how do you carry yourself? How do you talk to yourself? But anyways, move on. Let's move on to the next video. What are we thinking, Adam or Sweeter?
Let's roll with Jessica.
Okay.
Jessica's time to shine.
And
Again, guys, I would encourage you to go visit the channels, leave a like, and let's do it.
Hi, Marcelo and Relentless Trader. My name is Jessica, and this is my video to tell you why I would love to be part of MMU and to get a 1-year free subscription, and how I would like to manifest my future. So my life, in a nutshell, it has been like a very volatile stock, that being good and bad. I started in college in the radio field, and I worked my entire way up in broadcasting as an intern, and I built a career for over 15 years. I was a radio host on Top 40 Radio in my hometown of Philadelphia. So I worked so hard, and I built it up, and I was at like the pinnacle of my career, and things were going great, and I was making a great living and supporting my family. And then COVID happened, and I got flushed on. I lost my job. And unfortunately, because the industry is small, the level at which I was a morning show host, those jobs aren't available like that anymore. So even though I kept trying to get a job back in the radio field, it just kind of doesn't exist. So I was forced to think, okay, how can I pivot? I need to start my whole life over again. So during this time, a few months right after COVID hit, I also unfortunately got news that I had breast cancer. So at first I thought, okay, I'll just get a lumpectomy. It won't be a big deal. And then I found out it was actually in several places, and I was told I needed a double mastectomy. So I went through that entire surgery. It was emotionally devastating. Still couldn't work for months and months and months because of the recovery and the reconstruction and everything. So finally, around the summer of 2021, I get a job. I kept looking. I was like, what can I do? What can I use my transferable broadcasting skills to do? And I was able to get an entry-level job at a TV broadcast company here.
Two things so far, right? One, I can already tell that Jessica's a fighter. She has the spirit. She has the fire. Going through, losing a job, losing a career, it's very difficult. And it also reminds us of how nothing is really guaranteed in this life. Whether it's a business, a friendship, a loved one. I mean, things can change out of nowhere, whether it's through something crazy like a pandemic or just something else. You work your entire life towards this goal, and here it is, taken away from you just like that. And there's so many other people who've lost their careers or business due to the pandemic. Very, very difficult thing to go through. But of course, what makes us great is the ability to bounce back and to try and pivot, as you mentioned. And so going through that, having and then finding out that you have cancer, and then still pushing through. I mean, talk about being, relentless, right? Having that heart of a lion. So, so far, just incredible.
You know, that reminds me of when I was a struggling trader and undergoing the learning curve. There was this quote that really kept me going and was every rock bottom you hit, you are one rock bottom closer to success. And I feel like Jessica has, unfortunately, undergone a little bit of some rough patches in her life in the last couple of months or years. Um, but as you said, the fact that she's here, that she's still fighting, that she's still pushing and trying to manifest her dreams is amazing. And it just speaks to the character she has. And it just reminds us of the other side of COVID because as traders, whenever COVID hit, it was all momentum, it was all amazingness, it was all volatility. We as day traders thrive in volatility. The more volatility, the more opportunity. But then, this gives perspective on what was happening on the other side. I mean, people in the markets were getting rich. People in real life outside with normal jobs were, paying the price.
In Philadelphia in the general area. So that job is entry level. It is not a lot of money at all. Most of my peers are right out of college, and I'm just like it's kind of demoralizing actually because I'm watching, people half my age and they're making like 6 figures plus. And I'm just like, I have so much experience, but there's nothing I can do. So I had to figure out another way, getting onto trading. I was like, how can I make 6 figures a year and get myself for the latter half of my life do something different and profitable that I have control over and no company has control over. It's just me and me manifesting my future. And that's when I found trading. In the summer of 2021, I watched every single Ross Cameron video that he had put out, sometimes multiple. I never actually entered into his program, but I watched and I trained. Every morning, I would get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and I'd be training like I was in the gym, taking notes, learning technical analysis, understanding fundamentals, learning the momentum strategy. And so I learned thinkorswim, in or out. And of course, I paper traded. I paper traded for months. And I begged my wife. I said, listen, I can't keep doing this job for nothing, right? I have to do something. So she was on board with me taking out money from my retirement that I had saved to fund over PDT. And I was profitable, like thousands of dollars a month I was making a week even in paper trading on TOS. I go live in May of 2022 and I lost $6,000. I went under PDT. I broke my rules. I got emotional. Not like it was the best time really anyway. Things were slowing down then. But I had to stop. I stopped and then I went back to paper trading and I paper traded for 9 months again. And I follow you guys, I follow Juan, I follow Humble Trader, I watch your videos daily. My need, my desire so much to be part of MMU isn't even so much of like, I want to make money and be a profitable trader. Like, yes, that's it. But I also don't have a community. I have nobody to talk to. Like if I talk to my wife one more time about trading, she's not going to have it. So I really want to manifest my future. My 40th birthday is coming up in July. And my goal to manifest my future is when I'm 40 years old, in that year, in that 1 year, that I can become consistently profitable enough to quit my day job and trade full time and trade my strategy. And I would love to be a part of MMU. I'd love to get to know you guys. And I don't know what else to say. If I see my time, I have 10 seconds. So I hope you pick me. Unfortunately, my wife will not let me spend $1,000 to join. Otherwise, I would. But thanks for the opportunity.
When so I have a couple things, right? I have a couple of things.
And how
First, first, you know, happy birthday, right? Her birthday's coming up in July,
Yep.
which is pretty soon, right? So happy birthday. Second, usually when someone is consistent in the simulation and then they transition live and have a hard time, the number one factor there is typically emotions. Because if you're consistently profitable, it means that there is no luck involved, right? So you have to recognize that what you're already doing now is very impressive. You're essentially there. Now, when you transition, you might create this artificial pressure that somehow what you're doing is different than what you were doing before, and that's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
And so in this situation, you have to remind yourself of, process over profits, and understand that even if you go live and your first day live you're red, like, it just happened to have been a red day for you. It doesn't mean that something went wrong, or so watch out for that artificial pressure. And this is not just Jessica, but everyone out there who is trading in a simulator to then try and transition live, right? Do not feel like it's anything different than it is.
Mm-hmm.
You're still trading the same patterns, the same setups, the same price action. You're still cutting your losses where you're supposed to. You still have a plan entering the trade, a stop loss, a profit target. It doesn't change, right? And so mentally, we have to make sure that we stay sound and push through. And lastly, Jessica, I am, you mentioned you're from Philadelphia. Sorry about your Sixers, of course, losing in the playoffs. Uh, we can. I don't know if you have anything, Marcelo, but we could move on to
Of
the next
course.
one.
So compliment her and then throw a little shade at the end. Amazing. Um, yeah, what I was gonna say, going back to the topic of beginner traders transitioning to live accounts, another big mistake that I see all the time is thinking that your strategy doesn't work. The strategy that you were trading in the simulator for some reason has stopped working because when you transition with live money, you're not making any more money. And then you start trading everything. You start trading large caps, you start trading options, you start trading futures. When you had a solid foundation in the simulator, just because it didn't work for a couple of weeks with live money, you throw it away and you start, scrapping for new strategies, new edges, and that's just a recipe for disaster. Um, so unless you're somehow cheating the system in the simulator and buying while the stock is halted, or buying 100,000 shares without no slippage, really and truly everything that you do in a simulator should be able to be replicated in a live account, right? So I would like to see your metrics, Jessica, and anybody here that's submitted a video. I would, even if let's say you're not the winners, I would like to see your metrics and see how we can help you there.
And guys, remember, trading is very delicate, right? Even for Marcelo and myself, it's like the strategies, you know, they're and they're essentially, in some ways, if we dare use the word, fragile, right? They're delicate, and so you go through the emotional spectrum, whether it's excitement, aggression, anxiety, fear, greed, like all these different things. It's why it's so important for us to stay sideways, because any emotion can throw off the strategy and derail you from where you need to be, you know? So you have to really push yourself to stay in that Goldilocks zone, not too high, not too low, just right. And you transition, you keep trading how you know how to trade. And as Marcelo said, you don't stray away from what you know works. If you need to size down to mitigate risk, you do that, and you continue pushing forward.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, let's go with Adam. Oh,
Hey guys,
I'm covering his face. Wait. I'm getting closer to RT now. Hey. Hey, RT.
Can you hear me?
my name is
Yeah.
Adam Mitchell, and this is my video submission for the MMU Manifest My Future Challenge. So I've been practicing day trading now since 2017. I spent 2 years in the simulator, and for about a year and a half to 2 years, I could not end the day green to save my life. I was coming in every single day, and I was just losing. And it wasn't until about year 3 of practicing that I finally started to notice what trades worked. And so for the last, I'd say, 2.5 to 3 years, I've been going through boom and bust cycles, and that is my biggest challenge right now with day trading. Is I'll make money and then I'll give it back, make money, give it back, make money, give it back, and So I've got my trader view pulled up here, and we can see these massive, hold on, let's see, these massive red days here, right? So I thought that at the beginning of this year, I had finally gotten it, right? Like I just had this big uptrend here. And on this day here, on February 10th, I spiraled out of control and I lost $1,000. And that was really tough on me. And joining MMU, I think the biggest thing that I would want to gain from that is a community of people who can help hold me accountable, and to help me not have these days where I go on tilt. That's my biggest issue. And when it comes to the idea of manifesting my future, I just want a future where I can hold on to my profits, right? Like I know how to make money. I know the setups. I know what stocks to trade. But my problem is just giving back all of my gains. And I really
I
want
got something.
to
Pause.
work on that. And I feel like
I, okay, being that we're doing a raffle, I'll say this, right? Um, I don't know. Um, I don't know if he needs MMU, right? In a good way. Why? Because, if we look at the level of consistency that's there,
Mm-hmm.
it, and he said it. I know how to make money. That's pretty powerful. I know how to make money, right? So now, we see the first red day that comes. I'm noticing that the green days are between, let's say, $50 and 400.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty solid. Once that red day comes, it seems like it's, emotions that comes in the way, right? You know, are you having issues averaging down? In terms of these big red days, is it revenge trading? If you have the first half of the puzzle figured out, understanding how to make money, right now, it comes down to how do I hold on to my gains? And so, tighter risk management, right? Implement rules, review those red days. It's hard to sometimes rewatch those, big red days, but review those red days and see what the problem is, right? What is the consistency that's on those days that's causing you to be inconsistent,
Mm-hmm.
and make adjustments. You do that, and you keep those red days at bay, right in that range of like 50 to 300-400 bucks, and you are exactly right where you need to be. So, and if we'll see if you do win. If you do, of course we'll try our best in assisting you. But the problem that you have here is a very good problem. You already know how to make money. There's a lot of people who are trading who, they're not sure where to start, where to go, but you're already, half the battle,
Yeah.
half the way there.
Yeah, 100%. His story definitely reminds me of mine because I was also a break-even trader for quite a while, in which I would make money, lose it, make money, lose it, make money, lose it, but I would make enough so that I wouldn't be deep in the red, and I wouldn't lose that much so that I would still be kind of like going sideways. But what really, really opened my eyes was at the end of 2020, I think, I pulled my metrics and I saw that on the year I had made $70,000 just in profits. But then I had lost like $68,000. So at the end, I was up like two grand just on my trading, and after commissions, of course, I was red. But that number right there, I'm never gonna forget it. That $70,000 mark, but that $70,000 amount really gave me the confidence of saying what Adams just said. I know how to make money. I know how to make money consistently. It's just that there's something inside my strategy that prevents me from keeping a hold of it. And then the journey of me diving into my metrics started of what is that freaking setup? What is that stock? What is that style of trading that, or no, what is that error that doesn't allow me to keep a hold of these profits? So, you know, you got something, man. You got something in your strategy in your metrics. There's definitely a profitable strategy inside these metrics.
like um, being a part of MMU, if there's a section that's dedicated to the emotions of trading and risk management, because that's really what it is risk management.
Yeah, we have two full chapters. One full chapter just dedicated to trading psychology, and then another full chapter, well, multiple chapters just on going over risk management strategies.
Um, I could really benefit from it, but even if I don't win the challenge, it would be really great to connect with some of you guys. I've been watching RT Relentless Trader now for, I'd say, a little bit over a year, and that's been really helpful, to not feel so alone in this journey of trading. And even watching you trade, RT, and looking at Mighty Stocks trade recaps and stuff, there are things that I think you guys know or pick up on that I don't quite pick up on. But like I said, I do know how to find the trades and take the trades. My problem is once I hit my profit target and I start to give back profit, I start to get angry, and then I start to give back more profit, and then as you can see, the result of that is I just give back all my gains, and it's really crazy to see this. And so, if you guys don't wind up picking me for this challenge, I it would be great to be able to connect with some of you guys and be a part of the community and to get connected with other traders to maybe help hold me accountable and for me to maybe be of any value that I can be as well. So yeah, this is my video submission. I'm coming up on 5 minutes now, and just please consider me to win this challenge. And yeah, thanks for the consideration, guys. All right.
Adam, you're right there, man. You're right there. Half the battle. This kind of video makes me think of like job descriptions and why they are important. Whether for a career or business, you know, part part of what we're doing here as traders, for us to be successful is risk management, right? And you know, it's difficult, right? We're humans. That's the first thing, right? We're fighting against our very nature.
Hmm.
We want to be robots so bad. Some people, they even try to create the algorithms, right? We're essentially trying to do this job where we can't have feelings, but we are emotional beings, and so we're fighting against our natural selves. And the job description, though, does, in a sense, say, and maybe this is something we even create for MMU, right, for new people visiting. Risk management is a big part of what we do, and a part, what helps to make it a little easier taking the loss is accepting it beforehand. Hey, if I decide tomorrow I want to be a boxer, I got to accept the fact that I'm gonna take some serious punches.
Hmm.
I can be the Muhammad Ali, the Mike Tyson, the Floyd Mayweather of the world. No matter how good I am, I will take some gut punches, uppercuts, punches from the side, body shots. But accepting it ahead of time does make it a little easier. And so when you're going into the trade, always remember that trade plan, right? What is my profit target? What is my stop loss? And accept that loss as a possibility.
Hmm.
That way, if it does happen, it's not a surprise to you. And understand, and don't just measure your risk by the rational sense of the stock. Remember that the stocks can be irrationally strong and irrationally weak. So the consolidation can be holding tight, or the entry can be holding tight, and the stock, your stop is, let's say, 15 cents, 20 cents. You have to also account your risk at the worst possible situation, which means, hey, I'm only risking 15 cents here, but what if there's a random offering at this point in time that I'm in and the stock collapses and drops down $1 a share? You have to be prepared for that even before that even happens. So when it does, it's not a surprise. You take that loss, you smile, and you move forward to the next A quality setup, or you come back the next day.
Yeah, the goal is to be able to get to be able to get to a place in which you are unbothered by loss. And there's this common misunderstanding that if you are a day trader, if you come every day in the markets and you day trade, buy and sell stocks, you think of yourself as a risk taker. Oh, I'm a risk taker. Oh, I thrive in risk. I take risk all the time. But the reality is that 90% of people that come here in the markets to trade, they are terrified of risk. They are horrified of the idea of losing money. They are, they get super upset when they lose. So what RT was saying of being able to accept the risk, if you can accept the risk, and whenever you get into a trade, don't expect to win or lose, only expect to trade the setup correctly, that right there is going to put your mind in such ease that, hopefully these emotional errors, you being emotionally hijacked, is going to slowly but surely stop happening. So reduce the expectations before coming into a trade of, oh, I'm expecting to make money on this trade. Because when you don't and your expectation is not met, of course, emotional triggers get fired. But if you go into the trade just thinking, my only job is to trade this pattern correctly, is not to make or lose money, whenever the outcome comes of making or losing money, you're going to be unbothered by it. And that's the goal, to have to be able to think not like a robot, because we will never going to achieve that, but be able to be in a state of mind that you're thinking, in probabilities. You're thinking about trading correctly, not about being green, red. The green numbers doesn't mean good. The red number doesn't mean bad, because you can most certainly take a good trade that loses money. And the opposite is also true. You can take a bad trade that makes you money. All right, I think we're up to the last one. That's sweeter.
Yeah.
So we concluded that Sugar Mama is not in. Jackson is done. Leslie, done. Adam, we just did that. Jessica, and now that's sweeter. Unfortunately, you're disqualified because your video is 10 minutes long. All right, goodbye. Okay, I'm kidding.
You know what? That's such a good joke because I was thinking about saying that too. That was a great one. Drum roll.
All right. 10 minutes. I already saw this. Some amazing editing. So let's take a look.
Now, there's a forum I've mentioned before, Wall Street Bets.
I don't know if you've been on some of these Reddit forums, but you've got very, very fervent commentary going on there.
One user here says, do not sell. We can keep holding our shares, but, quote, they can't keep holding their shorts. Final big push for the day, boys. Don't stop now.
They don't really understand, how stocks at least are supposed to trade.
Wait a minute. What you just said, target. How is it they can target?
And that brings me to GameStop.
There we go. There's 69. We're going to break 69. 70, this is a flat top breakout. There's 72. This is amazing. High of this candle, 72. New order, 172. Watch here. Sizing down a little bit, taking some profit off the table, over 170. New order, 175. Size down on this pullback. Time to get good at these, and the only way to get good, in my opinion, is to practice. And every time I saw a stock like this, I would be like, man, I want to try to capture some of that profit. Look how this thing goes from $50 to $200 yesterday, and I didn't capture any of it. Well, I wasn't trading, but seeing those types of moves and not making anything on it made me want to get better.
Hello, my name is Chris, and it's taken me a lot of, willpower to be on camera talking about this, but I started in 2020 with the hype of GME, as many already know. GME, AMC, these huge stocks making 100%, 200%, and it moves in a day. At the time, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what exactly a stock was. I would hear social media going crazy, Reddit going crazy, I would go on Twitch and YouTube, and I would see this guy who had a ponytail, and he would make 100,000 in a day. I was like, what the fuck? This regular dude is talking about stocks and dips, and he's pressing buttons and talking about levels, and I'm just sitting in awe. I told myself, why can't I do this? And I watched his beginner video, and then I watched another one, and another one, and spent days, weeks, months watching him talk about stocks. I ended up watching every single video he has ever created, every live video, every free class, every lesson, every content he put out, I watched it. When I woke up to go to class, in class, driving to work, on my lunch break, while I'm eating, when I'm working out, when I'm trying to sleep in bed, I had his videos in my hand. I would watch his level 2 videos over and over again to the point I could rephrase the exact words he would say by heart. I wanted to be this guy. Not because, yeah, he made so much money in 2 hours of trading, but how humble and grateful the guy was. He was excited looking at stocks and being in a community. He was happy and trying to be positive when he was red. I wanted to be part of his community so bad because of the mindset he had, and I'm sure his students had. I took a 2-week trial and finished the starter stuff in like 3 days. They didn't give me much to learn because I already learned everything through his free stuff. So I took so many notes, and I would have joined his classes for the more intermediate level, but man, I had a minimum wage job at the time. I was attending college full time. I didn't have the money to invest in a 3K course. I made $1,500 a month from working at a fast food place, and there was no way I could pay for his course and also save up for PDT. $25,000 would take me years to make at that rate. I watched and studied his small account challenge, his 1 trade a day and the use of margin and risk management. I felt that I was good enough in the free TOS simulator to do something like that. So I did. I saved up 1,000, I went to the bank, and I made an offshore account so I could avoid the PDT loan. The first day, I bought into a stock with way too much margin, and I made 300 in 10 seconds. Literally my first trade. It was a good setup, and it gave me a rush. My heart was beating so fast, and I remember I literally stood up and screamed, yes. I spent a week winning, losing, sideways trading, but I was seeing progress in my account until 2 weeks. I bought into a stock with way too much margin, and an instant flush. I lost my whole account in 10 seconds. I lost all the money I made. Broker liquidated my account and closed it. I remember I sat back in my chair with a literal tear down my face. Every risk management aspect I learned, I threw it out the window. I remember saying to myself, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I remember going to bed and wanting to give this up for good and find something else. And I felt like I wasted 1.5 years of my life. I can't afford living paycheck to paycheck anymore, and I'm being mentally drained. I took a month off from all stocks. I then decided that I wanted to learn, but learn for real this time. I promised myself I need to finish college and land a job so I can afford to spend more time on my education. So I did just that. I finished college, I landed a job in a trading firm, which is funny because I'm not technically allowed to trade stocks, but that hasn't stopped me from getting a simulator. But it's only temporary so I can afford a PDT. I wanted to pay for a $3,000 course, which was still too much for me right now. I have rent, utilities, and food, which is taking a big chunk out of my income. And I have student loans, which I currently owe $15,000. All of this has been crushing my income to afford a proper education, but I'm not giving up.
We laugh. Welcome, everybody. Welcome into another mighty recap.
Traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap.
This is when mighty stocks showed up in my YouTube recommendations in 2022. He's talking about his recaps. His words sound so familiar to what I've been hearing for the past 2 years. He has this mindset of passion that I've been trying to strive for. He's not pulling 100K a day, but he's pulling 100, 500, sometimes 1,000, which seems more grounded to me. I can tell instantly this guy studied the same guy I've been studying for years, but has more educated, more disciplined than I. He kept talking about RT this, RT that. I didn't know what an RT was, and I think
An
I
RT?
was okay. Let's look at what RT is. And it was a guy named Relentless Trader. Why haven't I found this guy before? I don't know. It gave me more content for me to learn, and he's killing it every day. I studied him, and apparently he learned everything from free content just like me, which was super motivational. After the daily show stopped, RT became my morning daily show, and I have not missed a single stream. I joined the Discord to meet the community I felt that I found, the community I was searching for so long. It wasn't behind a $3,000 paywall. It was a group of people who came together to trade together. Yeah, some of the members in the Discord can be toxic, but it's still a good place to go and talk and learn. MMU was then created, and I was literally their first view. I swear no one beat me. It was a little steep on my income, but I told myself one day I was going to join. I want my job and life to be around day trading. I have such a passion for it. That's all I talk about to my family at this point. They all know about RT and Mighty. I want to be my own boss and be in this community where I feel I belong. I want to pay off my school loans and be debt-free and mentally happy. This challenge came around and RT and Mighty asked why I should be picked for the free MMU membership. I just want to tell you that this took a lot of willpower to actually show my face and talk about this. I have so much passion for this, and I want to be properly trained by you two. I know what it's like to be a loser and to be kicked down so hard, but the only way to go is up. I would give you my all every day. I will show up every day to learn, to grow, to study. If this opportunity is granted to me, then I will cherish and utilize it to its fullest potential. I know I have a long way to go, and if I'm not chosen, I get it. And I will still be around in the Discord to communicate and learn. Thank you guys. MMU for life.
Excellent video, man.
If that was
I'm speechless.
If that was not a movie, I don't know what is. How many of you guys here watching this video cannot 100% relate to this story? From when he started, from GME, from Ross, from, not being able to afford overpriced courses to now undergoing the learning curve. From, trading every day religiously, every breathing minute you have, you are talking, hearing, everything you do is related to trading. It's an obsession that, can be a little crazy, and it's just for crazy people like us. But if you can relate to the story, let me know down below, because I'm sure that most of you guys could really resonate from what Chris was able to share here today. I wish we would be able to see some metrics, but again, as I said earlier, Chris, if you win the challenge or not, you're still more than welcome to reach out to us, to connect with us, to share your metrics and see how we can help you a little bit.
Right, and this is part of the reason why we are doing a raffle too. It's because, after reviewing the videos, it's like, it's just so difficult for us to choose. It almost feels like if we choose, it'll be unfair. So we're gonna raffle it off, and at this point on in, good luck to all the participants. And as we mentioned, even if you don't win, we'll reach out to you guys, and see what we can't do.
Yeah, reach out to you guys, and if you still want to join even after not winning, we're gonna make it very, very easy for you guys to join.
And Chris, thanks for putting yourself out there, right? For all of you guys here who did take part. It's not easy. Not all of us are, social media people and camera people. You know, I've had so many people in the past say, "Hey, I'm the kind of guy that likes to be, away from the camera." So, thank you for taking the leap of faith and putting yourselves out there.
Yeah, Chris, I've seen your videos like 2 times already. As I said, the editing is amazing, and I feel like you literally took all of us into a story. So maybe that's why I didn't react that surprised now, because I've just seen it so many times. But I'm happy to announce that Kitty might have some competition. That editing was high quality.
Yes, indeed. And this guy here, he's already pushing the transparency, so we'll see.
All right, so let me go back to our website. Oh, whoa, I forgot. Wait.
One more video.
Yeah, but before that, um, let me pull up our website. All right, and what I want to show you guys here again, if you navigate to the first link down below in our descriptions, we have decided to extend the deadline for the coupon code manifest. We know that not everyone out there posted a video, not everybody out there, for X, Y, or Z reason didn't want to make a video. But you still can take part in this challenge and jump in the MME wagon, and you can use 50% off coupon if you type in manifest at your checkout. This is going to be expiring on May 31st. We've extended it a couple more days, so that you watching this video can take advantage of it. And with that said, we have another last video that I almost forgot that I'm going to pull up here. This is not an MMU submission. This is from our friend that is just giving us a very kind message saying how much he has been able to learn from us.
And now MMU member, right, decided to just go straight ahead
Right.
with code manifest.
Yep. Anybody that did created a video, don't worry about this coupon expiring. We're still gonna reach out to you and hopefully give you a very sweet gift.
Mighty RT, what is up, you guys? My name is Chris. Some of my friends call me Lewis, LWS. It's a nickname from back in the Xbox days.
Nice.
Just signed up for MMU, and I wanted to make this video to introduce myself to you guys, talk a little bit about my background, my trading journey, and how I got here. So, I am 27 years old. I am from New Jersey, just like RT. And I'm someone who
I love the shirt and the pink walls, by the way.
always went against the grain to a certain extent. I mean, with school I did okay in, but I knew from early on when I was like 13, 14 that the classic go to college, get the 9 to 5, shut up and be happy about it lifestyle was just never going to work for me. The problem was that I didn't have a plan. So pretty big problem. I ended up caving in, going to community college for 2 years, was totally miserable, and after those 2 years were up, I'm like, all right, I'm done with school. Let me just get a job for the time being until something comes up. So I ended up getting hired by this company that would resell lab equipment. It was these crazy scientific units this big and used by engineers and scientists, and it was all way above my head, but thankfully I was able to realize within just a few days of being there, like, oh my god, if these guys resell such a niche thing and there's such a market for it, I've always collected stuff my whole life, sports jerseys, clothes, all this stuff. It's like, why don't I learn how to resell the stuff that I already like and care about? And I did it. I achieved my goal. I started my business and it worked. I was able to do it full time. 7 days a week, I go to every single local thrift store around. Every weekend, I go to every garage sale I could find. And I was looking for things priced significantly less than what their actual value was. And it was just so much fun. I really enjoyed doing this. I had started my reselling business in the fall of 2016, and about a year or so after, I ended up randomly coming across this video online talking about day trading, and I started looking into it and was like, oh my god, like I was so blown away by this whole thing. It all seemed so complex and wild, but which kind of it is, to be honest. But I knew that this was going to be the thing that eventually I would come to after my business had run its course, and I would do this full time. And it's here. Now is the time. One day this past September, it was just a random day, September morning. I just wake up and I decided, today is the day that the transition begins. For literally about 5 years, I had known I was going to transition from the reselling business into day trading, a business that now allows me the opportunity to scale up, which I really did not have in reselling. With day trading, it's the skill that I know if you get really good at it, you can make very, very legitimate amounts of money. Not quick, not a get-rich-quick scheme. By studying, practicing, putting in the hard work, you can make your dreams come true. It sounds corny, but I knew it was going to happen. And one day I woke up and I knew that this was it. The transition is now. So I started looking all this stuff up again, really diving into it. I've been looking up stuff periodically over the years, but now I was spending 10 hours a day looking stuff up all over the place. I didn't know about like whether to go small caps, large caps, anything. So I ended up coming across Ross. And I'm looking up to see whether I should trust this guy or not. And one of the videos that comes up when I type in about warrior trading and the program and is it legit is RT's video where he's on the couch talking about Ross and the program. And I'm like, yo, wait, who is this guy? So I start looking into RT's channel, seeing live streams every day. I'm like, wow, that's sick. I hadn't seen anyone that was putting themselves out like that, unless it was behind a paywall. Obviously, it's different when you have to pay for a membership to see the live stream. RT is doing this for free every single day. I'm like, oh my god, this guy's crazy, man. He's amazing. He's doing this live. Everyone gets to see everything he does. There's no hiding, and that was when I was converted, man. From that moment on, I was lucky that this was only within a couple weeks of looking up, really diving into day trading and all that I discovered RT. Shortly after, discovered Mighty, and you guys were really the two guys that guided me through this. Like the amount of hours that I have spent watching you two since around October. I mean, this crazy. Hundreds and hundreds. RT, I haven't missed a single stream since I first discovered you. Mighty, every single recap. Going back and watching these old recaps when you were really learning the ropes. You two have by far had the biggest influence over me, and I genuinely cannot thank you enough. I was going to make a video doing the MMU Manifesting My Future Challenge. I thought that would actually not be fair to you. Like, you have earned my money. What I have learned from you is so exponentially more than $500 in value that it's like, wow, only $500? Like, you guys, man, I seriously cannot thank you enough. That's why I'm not the type of dude to get in front of a camera. I don't have a YouTube. I'm making a YouTube for this. I don't have a YouTube. I don't have social media. I am doing this video to say thank you. Like, the thought of potentially, just having an exchange of dialogue between you guys, being in this program, having you mentor me personally, it's like, it's an honor, man, because this business, it could potentially be so sleazy. These people trying to sell courses to make money off of people. You guys are doing this because you're genuinely good people. Like, I didn't actually think I would come across that. Seriously, I never thought that there would be people like you around my age, same train of thought with everything. And it's the whole thing is surreal. I for so many months wanted to message you guys on the Discord and type everything out, and then I would back out because I'm like, just lay in the background. I'm not good enough to even talk to them or ask their advice or anything. But now I finally manned up, have the courage. I'm making this video, and thank you thank you so much for everything that you've done, and I seriously look forward to continuing to learn from you and make this step into really making money. Not just what I've been doing. Obviously the learning takes some time, but I've done pretty well. It took a little while, but I believe I've done pretty well, and I'll dive into the metrics and show you what's been going on. Okay, so I was actually using the TradingView charting software to paper trade right on there. Did that for many months, finally got consistently green, and just a couple weeks ago I decided, all right, let's move this to the cash account on TD. So I made the cash account, and here we are. The first 3 days, the 4th, the 5th, and the 8th, these were all with only 1 share apiece. I only had $100 in there, so obviously I was really limited, especially with the cash account. And then from here on out, the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, I had an extra $400 put in there, so I'm up to.
See, this is the mindset right there. He's proving consistency in the simulator first. Then he's transitioning into a live account with very small share sizes because he knows the blessing of the market. If he can do 10 cents a day with 10 shares or 1 share, the difference between him making 10 cents and $1,000 a day is just share size. It's just how big your account is and how much capital are you willing to invest per trade. The strategy doesn't change, the edge doesn't change, and this is some amazing times for you, Chris. I mean, this is awesome.
500. These are using more than 1 share apiece. Usually I'm using, I try and average it to be between like $5 to $10 each trade instead of 1 share. So honestly, I'm really quite happy with this. Even the 2 worst days I had, the 8th and the 12th, still about break even. There's a few days, these first couple days, like this was on like a $2 stock. I only took 3 trades with 1 share apiece and was able to make 32 cents. So I think this is fairly promising for the future, but I still know I have a lot to work on. Here's some of the other metrics where you'll see the biggest thing. I knew I had a problem with this in the simulator too, man. The losers being more than the winners, even though I do average, obviously, a higher amount of winners, but this is no bueno right here. That is something I will definitely have to continue to.
Something you want to point out from this metrics, RT? What do you see here? You're muted.
He's already highlighting it here, which is that, you know, cutting down on the hold time for the losing trades. You know, generally we want to hold our winners longer, right? We want to hold our winners longer, make sure we're cutting the losses quickly. But there's a lot of good things that I'm seeing, right? Total gains, really nice, right? Average daily gain, 69 cents. And so, you know, using 1 share, you know, as Marcelo mentioned, right? You scale this up, you put 100 shares and then 1,000 shares behind this, you really start to see the difference in terms of just profits. But yeah, you know, one last thing here in the puzzle, which is to cut the losers quicker, right? Make sure that trade plan, once again, it's so important, understanding and accepting the risk before entering the trade, so that when the stock does come down, you're all right taking the loss. And in doing so, you get the trade with a lot more ease. Really, you know, nothing is really a surprise. You already understand what's at stake.
And that accuracy is very, very impressive.
To work on. But again, I am reviewing the footage. I'm screen recording every single day, watching it back sometimes 3-4 times, looking at the losers and really trying to assess what I can do that in the future I can cut it back. And believe it or not, this 2-minute average holding time on losers, this is much less than what it was in the beginning of the simulator. I would, especially in the beginning, man, as soon as I would see green, I would sell. And then as soon as I would see red, I would hold to try and get it back to green. And I've learned my lesson. I have learned my lesson. Does not work out too well a lot of the time. So just going to continue to work on that and stay in this cash account for a little while and try and get better. So just to wrap it up, thank you so much for everything, man. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for everything you've done, not just for me, but for the whole community. Like, as far as I know, there's no one else like you. Like, RT says it, bro. He says it in the streams. The most transparent traders on YouTube. Straight up. And I really, really, really appreciate you for it. And I think you guys are going to have this tremendous impact on my life, which is incredible. People from the internet that seriously have affected me so positively. Thank you again. I'm psyched to be an MMU student. Let's do this, guys.
Let's do it. Let's do it indeed, guys. Winner's mindset. It's all about that drive.
That's an amazing video. Thank you, Chris. We appreciate it. It is very hard for me and to take compliments probably for a T2 because we always are the ones in front of the camera, so we never hear what people actually think. But it's good to know that some people are actually gaining from what we're putting out there, whether it is through the courses or through the free content. You know, at the end of the day, we are blessed and we are freaking living the dream, right? So the less we, the least thing we can do is to hopefully share our knowledge and, and show you guys some of the tricks and some of the tips and tricks that we do and we follow every day here to come ahead in the markets. Thanks, man. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. All right, so raffle time. It is
raffle time.
It is the raffle time. And so that it is fair, we're going to do it in front of you. Okay? So, all right, so I'm going to go.
Oh, man.
Sugarman's not in. Okay.
If you guys didn't know, Marcelo was the class clown in university.
Yeah, now you know. All right, so help me with the names. We got Chris, but not the Chris we just saw, but the Chris the one with the movie.
Right. Adam, Jessica,
Jackson,
Leslie.
Is that how you spell it?
Yeah.
That was it, right?
Leslie. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna spin this twice. Best of luck. Again, it's very hard for us to pick a winner, so we think the most fair way to do it is like this. All the videos are amazing. All your stories are amazing. All of you guys are gonna be rewarded at the end of this video, regardless. It's just that for the free full membership, only 2 can get it. All right, here we go.
Leslie, the first winner of the MMU Manifesting My Future Challenge.
Leslie, congratulations. We're going to be super excited to have you. We're going to be super excited to have you. We're going to reach out to you personally so that we can, make sure
you're all set up.
Yeah, make sure your account is ready to go. All right, so we're going to remove Leslie here. We're going to spin it one more time. Here we go. Adam, my man. Congratulations. This is so exciting.
Congrats indeed. I mean, quite the suspense, anticipation, and again, for Chris, Jackson, and Jessica, guys, don't worry. We're gonna reach out to you, and we're gonna see what we can do. But yeah, I think this was, Marcel and I both decided this was the most fair way to go about doing it. I mean, this is essentially like having five kids and saying, to the parent, hey, which kid do you prefer? It's impossible to do. So, congratulations to the winners. For everyone else, we'll reach out to you guys. We'll talk with you. And again, send us those metrics, right? We still want to be able to help. And so, this will conclude the MMU Manifesting My Future Challenge. Marcelo, let the people know.
Yep.
What else they
so
have here.
Congratulations for the winners. I'm really happy for you guys. Again, for those of you guys that participated and made a video, you're going to be taken care of as well. So don't worry. Just make sure to reach out to us or reply to our messages. And then for everybody else out there that still wants to jump in the MMU wagon, this thing is expiring May 31st. So 2 days. In 2 days, if you use coupon code MANIFEST, you're going to get 50% off. And this is what we keep saying in our recaps. This is not a fake discount. This discount is going to be gone. And we honestly think that for $298, it has some amazing value. Some of the things you get with us are labeled down here, but let's not overtalk it. You guys can visit the link down below.
I got something else, right? I got something else.
Yeah.
For the 50% off, let's push it all the way to the 3rd, which will be, next Saturday. That way, the people will have one full week. One full week for everyone else who, want to check out the course and become a member to still be able to get in before the coupon expires. We'll push it to the 3rd. We'll extend it.
Okay.
Just a few more days. That way you guys can get a chance to get in.
And then it's done. The submissions for the video are done. Those are done. The coupon as per RT is going to be extended for a couple of days. But then after that, that's it. All right. Thanks, guys. Again, check the links down below. Subscribe to Relentless Trader, to Mighty Stocks. Leave a like, and it's been a fun challenge.
All right, guys. Take care.
Peace.